Hey everyone, Voltas here. Come through your speakers for yet another 1v1 matchup on Antigua Shipyard. This is a tournament play. This is an MLG Winter. I believe this is, I want to say that this is the one in Columbus. It doesn't really say Winter Arena or not. And I do know that these two players went toe-to-toe in both the Winter Arena as well as the Winter Championships in Columbus. I was actually at the Winter Championships in Columbus and hung out with both of them. So let's introduce our players. In the upper right-hand corner, the 2 o'clock position, is our red Protoss player, none other than Evil Genius's HuK. And in the, I don't know what it is, 7 o'clock position on Antigua Shipyard, our blue Terran player, the famous Marine King Prime. This guy has had quite the interesting story of late as far as tournaments, as far as play. You know, back when he first kind of made a name for himself in the GSL, he got to 2nd place in Season 1 of the GSL. And he was a relatively unknown player. Matter of fact, people don't remember this, but he used to call himself Boxer because he was a big fan of Boxer, which is a legendary StarCraft 1 Brew Wars player from the past, and actually still plays StarCraft 2. But he named himself Boxer is kind of a tribute to Boxer, but he never really thought that he would get to any specific level that people would possibly confuse him with Boxer. And when he got all the way up to 2nd place, he realized that he needed to change his name. And, you know, he was pretty explicit that, you know, he was not trying to take his name or assume that he was anything similar to Boxer. Just like, hey, I'm a big fan of Brad Pitt, so I'm going to call myself Brad Pitt or whatever. So anyway, he did change his name around. I think he changed it a couple times. He ended up changing it to Marine King Prime just because he was legendary for his Marine play and his Marine micro. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of that. Does look like Marine King is going to do a pretty fast expand. We've got a pylon out here for HuK. Doesn't seem to be doing anything too unusual. He's got gateway on the way. 1 single gateway, 1 gas. So I'm not sure if he plans on expanding fast or what. He does have this early stalker out. We'll see what this guy is going to be able to do. Marine King is pushing to the center with an SCV, just trying to keep some kind of presence. Both sides looking like they're going relatively slowly with their builds. Now, HuK is going to come in here with this Zealot, and he's going to put his head up there, but I think he's going to see a nice Terran wall in. I'm not sure why he built this on the low ground, because that kind of leaves him exposed, but he is going to bring these Marines out, at least get them out from underneath his wall in. That's plenty of Marines to go ahead and push that Zealot back. So, now we do have a stalker joining the mix, which could be useful if macroed well, but with that SCV and 5 Marines, I just don't see this being too effective. And he did lose that Zealot, and he got away with that stalker. That's good, but I really think that this aggression was just to keep Marine King Prime from doing anything too aggressive while he sets up this expand. Because this is not a forge fast expand. This is just a fast expand. If you want to skip the forge, but he's waylaid a little while, and yet still get that faster expand. So he's got this stalker out here with our Automation 2000, our little NPC character. Now, this is a very, very nice lineup from Marine King. Really making a wall out of Marines, and honestly, I wouldn't even want to mess with that wall because they all have little bitty guns. He's going to put a bunker up, so he's assuming that there is going to be some more aggression from HuK. I think HuK wants that to be assumed. He does have a forward pylon, Right now, you know, Marine King doesn't really have any vision of the map whatsoever. So HuK is doing a good job keeping Marine King kind of hidden in his base and turtled up. Despite that, that may sound like a common behavior for a lot of Terrans. It's not common at all for Marine King. So I like how HuK is with 2 stalkers. Well, now quite a few stalkers. Just moved up to 4 stalkers. Is keeping Marine King in his base. Fortunately, I don't think he realizes this, but HuK is severely underpowered to deal with any of this kind of aggression. It does look like Marine King has pretty well saturated his second base already. And then HuK in kind is doing the same thing, getting 2 more gases. And now he'll be up to 4 gases, and oh, there's the DT. Didn't notice that before. I guess I should put up my production, but he has put together DTs. Now we do have combat shields and stim packs coming for Marine King Prime, and it does look like he is going to get the DT in here, but there is, oh, I think he caught it. Oh, I can't believe he opened that door and let that Dark Templar in. I think he had an idea that it was there. He is going to start putting up this missile turret, but I'm not sure if it's going to be in time. He's got plenty of troops here waiting for a scan, but I guess he's just not quite ready. See how much damage he can do with this one, and then the scan goes down, and he is destroyed. We do have yet another DT running in, being followed up by those stalkers. Unfortunately, it looks like he can be seen because of the scan. A lot more damage. I like what HuK is doing with these DTs. Just kind of keeping Marine King on his back foot. He's going to sit here and damage this supply depot, but I think we've got maybe enough SCVs to keep this supply depot up, because I don't think he wants that to be compromised and possibly having more DTs come in here. Now, what else we got going on over here? We do have a high ground pylon. We got a low ground pylon. We got a little probe hiding in the corner. And it does look like HuK is going to pull back. Finally got that forge in play and is working on his +1 attack and +1 defense upgrade. So we got 2 forges? Yeah, we got double forge. So definitely trying to catch up on that. Got zealot legs on the way. Looks like both of his bases are pretty fully saturated, and he is working on his 3rd. Now Marine King is bringing his factory out to scout, which will at least bring these stalkers back to try to deal with it. It is smoking. It is not on fire. It is still going to survive, but I'm sure HuK wants to try to do as much damage to that factory as possible. Now it does look like the factory is going to be a part of this initial assault. Does have another DT going out, and there is going to be a lift up to the higher ground by Marine King Prime. Does a scan and destroys that single DT, and now we are going to push in with this elevator up, doing a lot of damage to the probes, and it looks like he might be able to snipe this Nexus, because HuK is just not ready for it. Nexus down to 50% health, all shields are gone, and is he going to be able to take it down? No, he pulls out, and that Nexus has a measly 27 hit points. Oh my. I'm not sure what these medevacs are doing, but they need to GTFO. It does look like there is another push from the front from Marine King. He has this factory that really is just spotting the high ground for him, which is kind of nice. Being pretty effective with his small Marine Marauder ball, despite the fact that they're pretty damaged. Did power down these 2 gateways, and it looks like he is taking out the Dark Templar. That was trying to get rid of these Marauders. These Marauders are still being pesky. Another warp in coming in, but I think Marine King realizes that with an additional warp in and the real army coming back, that things are not going to go well. So appropriately, he pulls back. Does have some reinforcements on the way. What do we have from both sides? Looks like we have +1 defense now coming for Marine King, which will help keep his Marines and Marauders alive. Another E-Bay coming down. I'm assuming that's the second E-Bay, considering we just saw an upgrade. Not a whole lot of a tech advancement from either side. Adding some more barracks on Marine King's side is still keeping that map presence, but I like the way HuK uses these DTs. Despite the fact that the gig is up on the DTs, he still is using it to kind of keep some kind of map presence and keep Marine King from just taking over the whole map undefended. He is warping up in some units to fend off this drop to try to take out some of his forward pylons. Successfully so, I'd say. DT's gonna try to run up here, but it's gonna be way late for that party. And maybe he is gonna come back here and finally take down this forward pylon, which is going to significantly slow down any push forward from our evil genius player HuK. Now we do have a small Marine Marauder ball heading out. We'll see what's done here. A lot of zealots. And I believe we have zealot legs already completed, which means that these guys will be rushing forward, making the Marauder defense and stutter step defense a little less effective than usual. Still using these DTs to keep some kind of map presence. Not sure what that Marine was out there other than to tell MKP that there may be DTs on the board. Does look like MKP is going to take out on these side rocks to try to get a backdoor entrance into this third base up here. Easily taking that down. He might try to snipe yet another Nexus. Will HuK be ready? He does not look like he's ready. He's pulling probes, and that Nexus quickly goes down. Quickly. Of course, another one quickly goes up. So that snipe was in and out and done. Damage is done. I would say for the stim on all of those units, that was an effective trade. Little damage, little energy, and he quickly spots that DT. So DTs are being less and less effective. Nice rush forward from HuK, but Marine King pulled back without taking any significant losses. So HuK is kind of possessing the center and then letting go of it. Not sure what he's going to do. He's got a lot of zealots. He's going to put that hurt zealot over there, send this guy over here, maybe do a little scouting to make sure that MKP is not hiding any bases that he does not know about. Not a bad idea. It looks like he's sending yet another zealot over here. You know, that's something I probably need to do more often. There's too many replays where I go back and I check my game out and I realize, geez, there's like a base or two bases sometimes that I did not even know existed. I was thinking he was gonna run out of drones or larvae, or he was gonna run out of money, and he didn't. And that was because they had a lot more supply and a lot more resources gathering than I had anticipated. All right, so what do we got going on here? We do have +2. Is this +3? +3 upgrades all around for our Terran player. We got +2 all around for our Protoss player. Now Archons are being warped in, but warped in the wrong place, because it looks like they are going to be significantly damaged before they even engage. A lot of Marines and Marauders pushing into HuK's natural, nice force fields, able to separate some of those out. Let's see how much damage these DTs and Zealots can do. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Still a significant number of Marines and Marauders. Warp in quickly with some Zealots, which will push him back. But it looks like he's not only going to push him back, he's just going to push him up the hill. And the assault is going to continue. From MKP. MKP is pushing into the main of HuK. Finally sniping that Nexus, and then GTFO. They are out of there. Wow, you know, I thought that MKP was going to lose and just pull back, but instead he's like, I'll just move this battle someplace else. someplace that is a little more opportune for me on this higher ground. You've got to move all your troops around. Now he did quickly blink his stalkers up, which was good, but you know, stalkers aren't the most effective against Marine Marauder. And those zealots were stranded on the low ground. I do like that kind of play from MKP, but he's pretty legendary for that, I would say. So that's not unexpected on my part. Now HuK has started bringing in the Colossus. The Colossi, I believe is the correct term. So that could be a little bit more effective. If he uses that high ground to his advantage, it can actually be a lot more effective. It is going to be pretty effective depending on how it's used. This is a large Marine Marauder ball. So Marine King is going to stick to his bread and butter. Bread and butter, which is the Marine Marauder. He does have this additional base. This would be a high yield base, but on MLG maps they've taken out all the high yield, so that's just a regular yield map, or regular yield mineral patch. It does look like there's some flanking going on here. We'll see what happens. Not maybe the best placing for the Colossus right now, but those zealots do come in. One Colossus is sniped, and it does look like HuK has managed to achieve a little bit better of an angle, pushing Marine King back. Will he be able to take down this base? It is going to be a little bit of a distraction, but HuK is continuing to push forward. It does look like there's a pincer maneuver going on with some troops on the backside, able to snipe yet another, I think it was another Colossus. Good job with the zealots playing the meat shields while those Colossi take down the rest. He is going to have to move that command center out from that presumed gold base, pushing forward with the Zealot Colossus army. Now it does look like there are a couple Vikings which will be useful in taking down the Colossus. One Colossus goes down. These Vikings continue up there. There is no response other than this Archon right here. The only air defense. So not the best balance, but it is working right now. And there is another Zealot warp in. Surprised he didn't mix in some stalkers to deal with those Vikings. A lot of medevacs taking care of those Marines and Marauders. Actually, a lot of Marauders, I think. Alright, another push forward, another stim. Vikings take out yet another Colossus. The second Colossus is going down relatively fast. And this is going to turn the tide of this. But it does look like HuK is going to continue to pressure inside the third base. And there's a scan to take out the BTs. Looks like this push is going to be slowed, stalled, stopped, dead. Now this flaming command center is going to quickly be repaired by mules. Maybe not the most effective thing, but it will keep it alive. And this Marine Marauder Medevac M3 Dynamo will continue to hang out here. Now let's check it. It does look like the second base is totally mined out for HuK, so he's going to have to expand pretty quick here. Actually, the third base is almost out, so he's got to do something. He's got to do something quick. This DT is being run off by this hateful army. I think he's just trying to run scans out, which is not a bad idea. I like this. Oh, he can take out a lot of mules. Oh, he's going for the SCVs. I'm not sure why. Well, he's the pro player. I'm not. I guess SCVs in the long run take out a lot more, and it looks like a lot of those mules will die. Maybe it was more effective to take SCVs. I don't know. Now, it does look like this Marine Marauder ball is going to head down the center. There is a flank of sentries and zealots going around the side here. There is a forward pylon here, and he's adding yet another one. We got some Archons in the mix. HuK is going to continue to go with this Zealot, Archon, possibly adding in those Colossus again, though we do have a significant number of Vikings added to the Marine Marauder Ball, which make Colossus a little less effective. There is going to be a push into the front of the base, and I don't think HuK is really ready. His main army is down in Marine King Prime's territory. It looks like there's going to be some kind of base trading scenario going on here. Looks like MKP is going to take down a robotics. And he's going to start taking down gateways and that second nexus, doing a lot of damage over here. But HuK is going to retaliate by doing the exact same thing. No more reinforcements for that army. And he is going to start taking down some of the stuff in this third base. So now he has significantly hindered all of the mining of MKP. MKP has taken out all of the natural, and now is pushing heavily into the main base of HuK. HuK has not a single nexus in play right now. And it looks like it is going to be a base trade, but I just don't see HuK having enough to really maintain. It does look like there are probes going out on some kind of adventure, but really HuK does not have the capability to support or to defeat MKP's resistance scheme. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. I think he is going to use the probes on the front line and say, hey, I gotta take out this army now or never. So he's bringing the probes forward, and is he gonna do it? Nice EMP on that Archon. And yeah, he's using the probes, he's using everything he can. He cannot take down this army, and he can't, so the good game is called from HuK. And I now looking back, I think this might be from the Winter Arena, because I remember seeing a match similar to this between these two. But to be perfectly honest, both players played exactly how I would anticipate. MKP strongly hanging on to his Marine Marauder kind of bio ball, and then HuK doing a nice job with his tier 1 gateway units and some of his force fields. You can add in Colossus into the mix. So both players playing pretty standard and pretty cookie cutter for their personality and their game types. Good all around, but I think MKP just got the best of them. Anyway, good to be back casting, and thanks for watching.